What is going on, everybody? So welcome back to another video. So on this video, I basically just want to go over my journey and just a lot of the experiences that I've had as being a full-time Amazon seller and going into my second year of being full-time. So I'm a little late with this video. I forgot to make it back in October, back when I was actually completing my second year, but better late than never. Regardless, it's still the same. So I'm just gonna go through some of the experiences, some of the trials, tribulations, all that good stuff, just in case for anybody who's looking to make this a full-time income and just what to expect with the business, versus being a full-time seller and then being a part-time seller and just everything else in between. So, but without further ado, guys, let's get straight into it and just go deep into the video. So, you know, being on my second year, I gotta say, I'm actually pretty proud that I've made it this far, being as full-time seller in my second year. And I say this because it's crazy. Back when I quit on my first year and really completed it, there was a lot of stuff, a lot of the business itself that I had to actually still learn. Like, if I'm being honest, I probably quit way too soon, which I really did. Considering the amount of revenue I was making at the time, it was definitely nowhere near enough what it should have been. But you end up learning, you end up adapting, and you just kind of grow, scale, and really, like make it happen. Now, fortunately, for a lot of people, that wouldn't be the case. So I really wouldn't advise anybody just kind of quit their business, I mean, their 9 to 5 job, and then just jump straight into this, okay? Because being in my second year now, it gets easier. You know certain things, you learn different things, you go through different losses and whatnot. You start managing your money much better for sure. You start saving money away for actual like taxes, living expenses, emergency funds, like all that good stuff, right? Which is something I would advise a lot of you do before you actually quit your job to do this full time. One thing that I've learned in the past 2 years of doing this full time, because I've been in the game for 4 years, but I've been only doing this full time for 2 years. And one thing I've learned is that, this is a very heavy, fast cash flow intensive business model, okay? And what I mean by that is that if you're not careful with how you're tracking your money, how you're spending your money, how you're selling some of your products to get back your money to pay out like credit cards and whatnot, it's gonna bite you in the ass like real quick. All right. And what I mean by that is like, let's say you buy inventory for 1 month. Let's say you spend $10,000 on a credit card, and you expect to make that money back. Well, the chances of making that full 10K back is gonna be probably maybe slim to none. Uh, just because now you're relying on your credit card statement. You're relying on just dealing with check-in times being slow, possibly. All the people who are on those listings tanking the products is a possibility as well. And then you're gonna have to rely on selling your products at a break even or even at a loss, which is something that we as Amazon sellers really don't want to make, but still, from time to time, it just kind of happens. And it's just part of the business, right? It's just part of the model. It's part of the game. So, but being as a full-time seller, guys, it's difficult because then you also got bills to pay and whatnot. And if you have family, you also have family to take care of and whatnot. So that being said, you have to be very more manageable with your money, with your capital, because not only do you have credit card bills to pay, but you also have your living expenses to pay. You also got to try your best to avoid paying any credit card fees like interest rates or anything. So all in all, it's a very lot of just moving parts in the business, and just yeah. Now another thing I will say is that make sure that your skill sets are very sharp with reading keyword charts. You know what to do. You've tested, test products and all that good stuff. Because otherwise, yeah, a lot of your products will suck, and which will lead me back to the first thing I just suggested. So, but all in all, yeah, like I said, throughout the first year, I learned all that. But going into my second year, it gets easier. It's much more manageable. And yeah, I mean, it's just, I will say also too, if you can save some money aside from your 9 to 5 on top of what you're already making and whatnot, just because when you're full time and whatnot, it's harder to grow and scale if you don't have access to extra capital, right? Mainly because you can't reinvest all your funds versus like when you're at a 9 to 5 where you can kind of reinvest every single one of your dollars, right? So, but yeah, they get smaller a bit, just because you kind of know the business more. I've had my few shares of losses throughout the year. Luckily, they've been minimal versus when I was like my first year and whatnot, where they were a bit bigger and I was kind of like, you know, struggling there. But now the losses are minimum. The risks, they're manageable more too. So, like I said, with time you do learn more how to manage the risks and just so much more in the business as well. Uh, and yeah, so up to this point, we haven't had needed to find a 9 to 5 job just yet, thankfully. In a good way though, right? Because at the end of the day, you really want to keep your business running. You want, cash flow coming in healthy, and you want to have a, emergency fund, all that good stuff. So it's very important. And up to this point now, we're definitely more full 100% wholesale. So it has made the business model, well, our business model, much, much easier to manage too. Because, throughout the year, you kind of just like mess with different systems, SOPs, all that good stuff. You end up changing things around. And so doing wholesale now has made it much, much more easier. The products are lasting us much longer versus than OA products, which is another thing too, is that, trying to do OA full time, it's probably more work than what you make it seem when you're doing it part time. Because again, part time you have that job to kind of back up some of your tank products from, with the money you get from there. Full time, I mean, you're really on there, kind of just like, dude, so many moving parts with the OA, that honestly it's just crazy. But being full wholesale now, I mean, it's just much more easier. So, we've just been managing that aspect of the business, and just all that good stuff. And during Q4, we hope, we are looking to make our best profit months ever up to this point. So we're trying to shoot for at least a 15 to 20K monthly profit, whether it's November or December, so we're really hoping on that. And yeah, just at this point, I said we definitely know more what we're doing with the business model. And so, like I said, going to the next years and whatnot, we get much smarter, we get more knowledgeable, and we just kind of just grow steadily at our own pace and whatnot. I'm definitely not looking to, forward to trying to scale crazily out of nowhere. Going from 150K months to like 500K months. It's just, not something that I want to do too much, because then that means leveraging so much debt, right? So, but yeah, so up to this point though, the business has been great. Like I said, we've just been learning, we've been growing, we've been just enjoying the journey really. Team's gotten a little bit bigger. We've added like an extra help for Q4 and whatnot. So we just been trying to flip our inventory much, much faster that way by having it done much faster. And that's another thing that's really helped us too, is, instead of taking like a week to send in certain inventory, we're able to kind of send it, next day or in 2 days max, and really get this stuff checked in, before our credit cards and whatnot pull up and whatnot. So that's really helped as well. So yeah, but aside from that, guys, everything's been pretty good. I mean, like I said, we're just continuing to learn, to grow, and take it one day at a time. And I think that's the most important part about this business model, is that you need to take it one day at a time and really, let your business grow at a steady pace, because otherwise you end up over leveraging yourself or something, and then you really screw yourself over. So, but yeah. So, but yeah, that's been our journey. That's been our, just everything with our business for the past 2 years so far. We're looking to, continue on with the next year following and the year after that, and just growing and growing and really just maintaining the business. So, and also one last thing, I've also outsourced like 90% of this business, so I really don't even do much in the business itself, as far as like prepping products or even sourcing products like that anymore. I really don't even do much in the business. At this point, I'm just looking for more suppliers now. So, my job now at this point is just to reach out to suppliers, open accounts, give the catalogs to my sourcers, have them source them. Some that we can get all the best products from them, and then yeah, I'll just order them, wait for them, receive them. Then our preppers will go ahead and prep them. We'll do that, and boom, we'll get it out the way. So all in all, I mean, I've gotten to a point where, I was busting my ass in that first year by myself, aside from like a little help, and really just trying to make all the moving parts work, it's a one-man show, to not really having a full team really take on a lot of that load, and then really just growing and growing like that. So although it's crazy how much can change in 1 year. I mean, like I said, now at this point I do probably less than 15 hours of work per week. So yeah, can't complain about that. So but aside from that, guys, that is basically it as far as updates and whatnot, and just how it's been going. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.